Hello everyone, welcome back to Data with Pankaj. I am Pankaj. Today we'll discuss about what opportunity you will have with the Power BI skill. Because here is the thing, Power BI is just a tool. The job title you land depends on how you use it and what you combine it with. So let's break it all down. There are actually 8 different jobs roles for Power BI skill along with a combination of other tools. Okay, maybe more than eight. Okay, but I will just explain 8 different roles and what are the skill set required, what complexity of skill is required. So here you can see different designation using Power BI. Okay, so company to company designation will vary, but Power BI will be the common tool across this role. Okay, so if you are working as a data analyst, then your job will be to create a reports, dashboards, data analysis. If you are working with a Power BI developer, then end-to-end development of Power BI report, like that include your modeling, optimization, business requirement gathering, Power BI services. The next role is a reporting analyst, report generation, data analysis, sharing report with the end user. There will be such kind of roles and responsibility. MIS executive is similar to reporting analyst, business analyst, BA, requirement gathering, stakeholder management, and communication. So in BA role, there may be chance Power BI will use for only reporting purpose, but you will have other skill set required for business function. Okay, like BRD, FRD document, process mapping, then SOPs. So that role will be there with a BA role. Then BI developer multi-tool expertise in data warehouse, then in data visualization as well as. So you need Power BI, Tableau, QuickSense, Local Studio, etc. Okay, analytical engineers. Okay, so you will manage, like it is a combination of Power BI skill plus your data engineering skill. Then BI consultant again, it is combination of your Power BI skill along with other skill like data warehousing concept, then stakeholder management. Those kind of skill will be covered under BI consultant. So we'll dig into in each particular role. So what need to focus on that particular role. Okay, so if you work as a data analyst, the key responsibility will be build interactive dashboards or report, perform KPI analysis, trend identification, support business decision making with the insight. So you need to create a reports dashboard for end user or leadership team. So based on that, they can take a decision. So that will benefit it for business. So sometimes you will work with unclean data, sometimes you need to do the data transformation. So you will work with SQL, Excel, SharePoint, then in Power BI you will work with the Power Query, data modeling, DAX, end-to-end Power BI. It is a combination of SQL, DAX, Excel, data visualization, many others, you can say the skill set. So when it comes to business analyst role, Power BI plus business focus. Okay, key responsibilities will be gather business requirement, translate business needs into technical specification, then manage stakeholder, define KPI, SOPs, create a document like BRD, FID document, then creating some summary report for leadership team. So required skill for BA role will be business understanding and plus Power BI. Basic to intermediate knowledge is sufficient for BA role because primary focus will be on business function. Then if you focus on Power BI developer, then you here you will manage end-to-end Power BI along with other tool, like you will manage data warehousing related stuff like connecting Power BI to the data warehouse, debugging some SQL code to have the performance optimization. Here you will work on a row level security, advanced DAX calculation, then Power Query, Power BI services, managing semantic model, creating workspace, providing access, sharing, and collaboration. So everything will be managed by Power BI developer end to end. Again, it is depend on the organization, like how the structure is there. Sometimes Power BI developer is working on only with desktop, and within the team, the some other developer is taking care for Power BI services part. Some other developer is taking care for UAT part. So depend on the roles and responsibility. Okay, but this is a in general roles and responsibility for Power BI developer. So your required skill will be SQL, data modeling, DAX, Power BI services, Power Query. So this will be the skill required for Power BI developer role. So BI developer is like the Power BI developer only, but here Power BI will be the one tool, and maybe you have to work with any other like a visualization tool, okay, like Tableau, then QuickSense. Okay, so you will be expert in a multiple tool, not only Power BI. So Power BI will be the part of your job again, okay, in that particular BI developer role. So works with a multiple BI tool, ETL process, exposure, system optimization, again data warehousing related things. Then you can, maybe if you are working for some migration project, let's say you have some project development Tableau you want to migrate in Power BI. So in that case, you need the knowledge of both the two, like Power BI plus Tableau. Similarly, if you have project developing QuickSense, you want to migrate to Power BI. So you are the developer who has the knowledge of both the tools. So in this particular situation, the role will be BI developer, like multiple BI tool be utilized. The required skill will be SQL, ETL, data warehousing, data modeling, Power BI. And if you are working with any migration project, then from which tool you are migrating to Power BI, that tool knowledge will be required. The next role is analytical engineer. This is the advanced role, okay, like the combination of data engineering plus BI developer role, okay. So here your responsibility will be build a semantic data model, optimize data set performance, implement modern data practices. You will be the bridge between data engineers and analysts. So you will be aware about data engineering stuff as well as the analyst stuff, okay. So you will be responsible for scalability and governance of the report. The skill required for this particular role will be SQL, database management, modeling, then cloud exposure should be there like Databricks, Azure Cloud, etc. plus Power BI, maybe other data engineering tools we can say, okay. Airflow is there, then maybe other language like PySpark is there, Spark is there. So you should able to write some notebook coding, etc. Okay. In this particular role, it is a combination of data engineering plus analytical engineer. Now here we'll quickly compare the skill, okay, for different role, okay. So if you just compare the technical depth for data analyst, medium is there, Power BI high, analytical engineer very high. Then business involvement, so you should involve in the business function. BI developer is low, Power BI developer is medium, business analyst. So business analyst role is specifically focusing on business functions, okay. Data modeling complexity, so business analyst is basic, data analyst intermediate, Power BI developer is advanced. So in Power BI developer, you will do the end-to-end stuff. So you should always have the in detail knowledge of data modeling, okay. Tool exposure, so reporting analyst will be limited, BI developer will be broad, then analytical engineer will be extensive, okay. So in which tool you are working, that will be the extensive for your role if you are working as an analytical engineer. Now how to choose the right path, okay. So if you are starting your career, then you can go with a data analyst, okay. Interested in insights and visualization, then go for data analyst. If you want to get involved in the business function, then business strategies, etc., then you can go with a business analyst role. So if you need to involve in a very technical development and play with some advanced things, then go for Power BI developer. If you are interested to work with a system design architecture, then how to design a scalable reports dashboard, then go for BI or analytical engineer. Power BI is a skill, okay. Designation is depend on the organization or organization to organization. And again, sometimes designation will be different. Even you are working as a system engineer, then also the Power BI will be the required skill, okay. Depend on the organization to organization, okay. So same tool will have the different acceptation, okay, depend on which particular role you are performing. In order to get started, you should focus on Power BI, SQL, then basic of Python, and you can start learning any cloud tool like Microsoft Fabric is there, Databricks is there. So this will be the good stack of all these particular skill set to getting started with either data analyst, Power BI developer. And for BA role, you need to involve in the business function. Mostly the people who did their MBA, etc., they are working in a BA role. So depend on your skill set, what role you are targeting in that particular area. So this Power BI skill is mattering along with your other skill set like SQL, data warehousing, there Python, Databricks, etc. Okay. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, hit a subscribe button. Thank you again.